Hello, Dmitry. Nice to see you today.
Alice, it's a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, you can see that we are not in a bar actually today. Did you notice it?
Yeah. I think that will help to wider our audience, not just to adult engineers, but also for children.
For children.
I hope so.
Children in Java. I think it could be fun. But actually, the main idea that we just have a Christmas tree today because the Christmas is coming, and actually, I wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year too. Yeah, and the main idea that we just celebrating the family time, and near the Christmas tree, people always tell some stories, and we will tell Christmas Java stories today, actually.
We hear bells in BellSoft.
A lot of people always asking us why we are BellSoft, actually, and I hope they will not think that it's because of bells.
Now it's because of Christmas spirit.
Okay, let it be. Well, Dmitry, you know that you are a headliner of every our shooting.
Oh, really? Why is it so?
Well, actually, this is why we are always preparing for your topics, but getting into them the latest. And you know, it seems to me that a lot of people that are listening your reports, for example, on some conferences, think in the same way. They are trying to and they want to understand something, but it doesn't always work out.
Typically, it is very simple. We often talk about the things that you don't even think of during regular work. So how stuff works, that's interesting to me, and I hope that's interesting to many engineers who listen for that talks.
Yeah, of course, but it's simple to say that it's simple when you have 15 years of Java experience, actually. Well, guys, I think that you've already understood that today Dmitry Chuko here with us, and it's the regular video with Dmitry, and today we will talk about Christmas theme, microservices. Why is it Christmas? I don't know.
Micro trees, Christmas services.
Oh, yeah, something like that. But the main idea is that we are talking some stories, and I know that you can tell us something about microservices because you was working the microservices when they were not called microservices, and it was mainstream actually.
Yeah, it all started many years ago. Like I remember 2007, for example, we created some services not called micro, but they were actually microservices talking to each other, simple protocols, going sometimes to database, sometimes return results to user, going to storage. It is funny, the most reliable storage that we used at the time was storage on some file servers. And by the way, again, at that time you could get a container physically delivered to you that contained computer, a powerful one, a system that you just have to plug electricity in, and some other stuff like cooling. It all just worked. You can order a container to your roof, to your data center or your office, and get that powerful hardware.
And now we're working in a cloud containers, actually.
Yes, and then people started to move to clouds. What they did, they ordered some trucks or containers or something, put their hard drives from their own private data centers and transferred them to public cloud data centers. I believe it's still one of the fastest way to transfer your data.
Okay, I got it. So actually, talking about the audience that we were starting, I think that the young audience, the young and children that are working with Java, actually are not interested in flashbacks. We are too old for this, and I would like to.
No, we don't.
Okay, I just want to suggest to try a new format. How are you feeling about it? Are you ready?
Yeah, it's time for new formats.
Well, you told me that this is the new format too for us. It's not a bar actually. It's something more traditional. But another idea is just to explain some hard and difficult questions. They could be maybe a little bit stupid, you know. They are connected with microservices, but we will have only 60 seconds to answer them.
Oh, okay, let's do that.
Well, yeah, let's try to do it. I have a timer today, and our viewers will see the timer on the screen. And here is our questions. It's one of the main questions of our followers, actually, and what people are always asking about microservices. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start.
That's a raffle.
So, Dmitry, how can microservices help real businesses?
Well, real businesses need to scale. They need to develop some parts of their IT systems, and microservices do help here for sure, by their nature.
I got it. Tell me in 2 sentences what microservices are.
Again, they are a way of building IT systems. Then different parts of systems can be developed and scaled independently of other parts.
What type of languages could be used in microservices?
Well, in fact, any types, but I would prefer high-level managed runtimes and different languages we have.
Time, well, actually it was more on 5 seconds, but we have 2.
We still have questions?
Yeah, we have still questions. Well, we can continue, just not in this fast temp, actually.
Okay, so let's make this new format kind of traditional one, or maybe repeat.
Yeah, we can do it. Actually, we just can try to find more questions from our audience and
maybe we'll accept questions in comments to this video.
Yeah, guys, you can answer us anything you want. Of course, it will be better if it will connect with Java and OpenJDK and microservices too. But if you have some personal questions, feel free to answer it. Well, let's continue. What are the downsides of microservices?
Sometimes you have too many of them, and the interconnection becomes too complicated, especially if you need to dig into some problem like performance or functional problem that is distributed to many nodes, physically interacting in the cloud or in your big system. That may be hard.
Got it. And the last one, why do developers like microservices?
Because they need to keep fewer things in their heads. That cleans some room for important information, let you to think about the system that you write. I think that's the simple answer.
Okay, this is quite clear. But you know what is not clear for me? What is the role of Java in microservices? Because a lot of people say that Java is too heavy for microservices and you can't use it, it's not suitable for it. What do you think?
Java evolves, and if you go to our blog, BellSoft site, you'll find 2 parts of our Planet 3-part series about microservices that tries to explain what happens in this space, what changes, and why Java was suitable for many tasks in past, why it's suitable in present, and it will stay suitable for that kinds of tasks in future. It offers many ways to perform things. For example, you may use plain old style Like it will be imperative, but just no annotations or something. You can use programming, then you embed aspects or meta-programming, okay, that works in Java. Now you can use functional style. Imagine functional routing, then you create a service, and it also brings some benefits, like better compatibility with ahead of time compilation of your native images.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a very universal solutions, but there are some alternatives, some any other languages that people can use. I don't know, for example, C languages.
Yes, it is Turing complete, so you can implement basically everything. And by the way, the Java virtual machine that we use now is implemented in C and C++. Yes, you can, but probably it will take too many hours of time of your developers to perform that. It will be just too expensive and makes not too much sense.
And Dima, talking about JVM, our social networks have recently talked about the project, the Loom project, that is connected with JVM. It looks like a dream for every developer. Could you tell us more about it?
Yeah, what we hope to happen is that many of your programs, microservices or whatever, will be just recharged and turbo boosted by having lightweight threads. So you can easily spawn a lot of threads, barely without thinking that you have some limits.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be really helpful actually. And when is release time?
It's an unknown point in time.
Okay.
I wouldn't expect it too soon.
Mm-hmm.
And as with many other ongoing projects,
mm-hmm.
then it's ready.
Okay.
It will be integrated sometime before some release in future.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
I got it. So well, no project yet, but a lot of work need to be done. And what do you use now? What developers use now in microservices? What is the essential key for Java microservices?
Well, no golden rule here, but my personal things probably some ready-made container images like Liberica JDK
mm-hmm.
Container images. They already contain OS layer, they contain JDK, they can be easily deployed everywhere. Some good framework with many framework parts and extensions around it, like Spring, for example.
Mm.
And it's now easy to build a container based on Spring and Liberica, just executing one simple command line.
Mm-hmm.
It's a default now.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, other systems like most probably will need messaging system or a service. So it may be a Kafka or managed instance of Kafka.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And are there any situations where this kit doesn't fit?
Yeah, sure. The tasks that you need to solve, the problems, they may be absolutely different. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't need the messaging system, you need something that will help you to build actor model, or maybe you need NoSQL database, or otherwise you may need an SQL relational mm-hmm. database to store data. Then you build a CRUD system, for example, a simple one. Or you may need to work with a lot of data, so you'll probably interact with some big data systems. That will be a combined mm-hmm. environment.
Well, I mean, actually not the full kit, but maybe the microservices at all, because a lot of people think that monolith is the best way, and microservices is just just a trend, and tomorrow they will not be so popular as today.
I'm on the side that says, yeah, monolith is still the best thing to start from. Just your system may be outdated before you really need all the properties of microservices. So start by writing a working thing.
Or you have a lot of, I don't know, money and developers and you can use only money.
Yeah, you still may go into production with it. On the other edge, there are functions. You may say, okay, I work in a completely stateless manner and I rely on providers that give me functions. I just want to write code. I can plan my costs. That's very convenient for many of us.
And what do you think functions are the future of microservices, or it's just, or rather an ethics?
I would say that they will coexist as it is now.
In a parallel way.
Yeah, and you can actually change the way how your code is executed. You take the same code and wrap it as a microservice or put it inside of monolith or execute it as a function. If it's isolated enough, why not?
Okay, some combined variants. I get it, but what do you think about the future of microservices? If functions are not the future, what it will be? Will there some, I don't know, tools, new tools, or maybe the main goal is cost effectiveness?
I think the question here is where will this code be executed in future? So probably we expect a rise of a lot of edge computing in the near future. So some same problems and maybe some of nowadays solutions will be applied there. Something similar to microservices, again, usage of JVM.
I read in the last Gartner report about the trends of the next year that one of the main trends is AI, and now the whole industry stopped to create an MVP. They stopped to just making testing and try to do it in an industrial way. And one of the way they think that Java can help them in it, but actually some days ago we discovered that Java is not so popular and AI.
It's still a very small niche for Java here, but I think it will grow. In any ways, people just use what's comfortable, languages and runtimes that can offer support and that are mature. So.
And what do you think Java is not ready for the AI for the future?
I think it is. It's ready to be applied in robots, so on Earth, underwater, in air.
Okay, just industries are not ready for Java.
Maybe.
For progressive Java. Okay, but I think it will be nice if some robots will work on Java and we will have, some robots will transport their physical hardware in Ocean database.
Yeah, like data centers, like we see it now.
Yeah. So, and we will back in 2007 with the machines and the containers, physical containers. Okay, Dmitry, I think that's all questions. If we will have some more questions in our comments, of course we will answer them. Thank you for coming today. It will be my New Year present. Yeah. I think that's the end.
Okay, let's see you next time.
Yeah, have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.